Fans think they can be taking a big shift with Becky Lynch's direction, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new with Nikki Bella, Stephanie, and more. Starting things off with Becky Lynch and what's going on with her. Becky Lynch once again reinvented her heel character in 2025 in a very unique and entertaining way. From her debut up until her return in 2021, Becky's character was all about being the fan favorite underdog. But when she turned heel, that introduced us to her new big-time Bex era and persona. This was an amazing natural evolution for her character to go through. Becky lent all her fame and success from her underdog days go straight to her head, and she became this self-centered character that felt like she was above everyone else. Becky would later transition back to a babyface, but there was no longer much of a deep character there. That all changed with her 2025 heel turn, and especially in the last few months as well. The self-centered narcissism is there with Becky's new heel persona, but now added to that is this level of paranoia and conspiracy theories. Becky still carries herself as being better than everyone else, and now she believes that everyone is out to get her and screw her over in every way possible. She says Adam Pearce is always trying to screw her over. She claims the referees are corrupted, and she has all these legal cases running against the company all at once. So truly a very entertaining refreshment to her heel character. Becky is going on rants on social media all day long. She's saying the craziest things, and it's all very entertaining and a great way to really keep the story progressing off screen. So her new character is a joy to watch. Becky's current story is that Maxxine and the company screwed her over and wrongfully took that women's intercontinental title away from her. Becky originally wanted the title to be handed back over to her with the outcome of the match being reversed, and she was going to stay away from Raw until that happened. But Becky says she decided to come back because Raw's ratings were down, the show was in a rough condition, and that the Netflix owners called her themselves and said she was needed on the show. So Becky returned, and she's going to have an intercontinental title match coming up soon against Maxxine. This match does have a big fight feel to it, which is rare for the mid-card women's title. You just look at the women's United States title, and it feels like that title still hasn't had one memorable feud in its entire existence. But things are surprisingly extremely better for the women's intercontinental title. There were many standout feuds and moments, including the women's intercontinental title in 2025. Becky and Lyra's feud, Bayley got involved there for a bit. AJ Lee's return was based around the intercontinental title, and now you got the big program of Becky versus Maxxine. So when you compare the women's intercontinental title against the women's United States title, it's not even a conversation. The women's intercontinental title and its usage lately absolutely blows the women's United States title out of the water. So it does feel like a very important match that has a great story behind it. You can even say that women's intercontinental title has a better story and program around it right now than even the women's world title. You have this entire narrative of Maxxine's growth in the ring, her rise in the company from a comedic faction leader, to getting booed from the fans, to now being a credible top star that's the reigning intercontinental champion. And you have the narrative of Becky Lynch being this insane, unpredictable heel that desperately wants that title back and will do whatever it takes to get it back. It's definitely a top program and top feud in the entire company right now. Gotta give the story its props for that. It's another lengthy feud, but it's been very entertaining and constantly progressing over time. And with this upcoming matchup between Becky and Maxxine, a lot of fans are talking about what the outcome of this match could be. There's been lots of controversy surrounding Becky and Maxxine's last few matches. So could this match finally feature a clear win for Maxxine over Becky Lynch? Also have to be on the lookout if Jessica Carr is going to be the referee for this match, because if she is, that could also mean that we're about to see some shenanigans come into play. Jessica and Becky definitely have their own feud going on with each other, so if Jessica Carr is officiating this match, there's a high chance we can see Jessica screw Becky over in a sneaky way. The other outcome is for Becky Lynch to pull off the victory and take back her Intercontinental title. Looking at the two possible outcomes, fans think it's more likely that Maxxine will successfully retain her title against Becky. Maxxine retaining the title just opens up the door to more positive story progression for both characters involved in the match. Maxxine will continue her reign looking like an even better champion after defeating Becky Lynch for a second time. And for Becky Lynch, this second straight title loss will really descend her mind even further into more madness and delusions. If you think Becky has lost it already, imagine what her character could look like after another loss to Maxxine. That really opens up the door of possibilities for Becky Lynch's usage on Raw as well. Lots of fans also feel like Becky will lose this match because it could be a way of moving her back into the world title scene on Raw. The women's world title scene on Raw is nowhere near as bad as it is on Smackdown. There's still a lot of top contenders on Raw. You have Nikki Bella, Raquel, Liv Morgan, Roxanne, Rhea, and many others that are all big threats to the title, but maybe they want to move Becky Lynch herself back into the world title picture. And it is a logical thing for Becky's character to do as well. She was unsuccessful in getting her intercontinental title back, so she instead decides to now shift her focus on winning back the world title to really stick it to Adam Pearce and everyone else that she believes is out to get her. This means that Becky Lynch will now set her crosshairs on Stephanie and the world title. The reason why this could be a great feud that's really needed for Stephanie in the world title scene is all the star power that comes with Becky Lynch. As a character, as a performer, as a storyteller, Becky Lynch is an absolute top-tier talent. Just look at all the interest, all the hype, and all the story that Becky Lynch has brought to the women's intercontinental title. It's because of Becky that Maxxine is starting to get a strong reaction from fans. Becky is just that perfect villain to play off of and really elevate whoever she's feuding with. And Stephanie can surely benefit from that right now. Stephanie is coming off of the betrayal storyline with Nikki Bella and had a few great matches there, but Stephanie needs that big feud to really ignite her current title reign. And after seeing what Becky did with Maxxine in the women's intercontinental title, it's safe to say that Becky could be that perfect opponent for Stephanie that really creates a spark for that world title reign. So that's something that a lot of fans are discussing right now, that they wouldn't mind Becky carrying this story momentum into the world title scene and lifting Stephanie up like she did with Maxxine. Could be beneficial for both sides right there. So be on the lookout for potentially a huge 2026 for Becky Lynch. Ever since returning last summer, Nikki has been teasing her sister's return very regularly. Nikki noted in several interviews that it's still a goal of hers to win the women's tag team titles with her sister before hanging up her boots for good, and she has repeatedly mentioned her desire to have her sister by her side during this run. And that's what fans have been waiting for. Even with the recent women's world title triple threat match, some fans were predicting that maybe Nikki's twin makes a surprise return in that spot and helps Nikki actually win the world title. That did not end up happening, but Nikki Bella did acknowledge that fan theory and prediction on social media. When a fan questioned why she wasn't there to help Nikki Bella win, Nikki agreed with them. Nikki said that her sister should be there and explicitly questioned where she was at herself. So considering how Nikki continues to plant the seeds and tease her sister's return, it's something that fans feel like is definitely happening. We just don't know when exactly it will happen. So be on the lookout for even more little teasers for the Bella twins reunion. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.